Goldilonglocks, and today I'm going to show you guys how I get my big signature curls that I've been doing forever. So to get this look, there are only two staples that I use every single time. The first is this Hot Tools curling iron. It's actually an iron that my dad gave me, so it has a lot of meaning to me, but I've had it for a long time now, and it's 3/4 inch, which is actually a lot smaller than a lot of girls use, but I find it helpful to use a smaller rod and a little bit bigger strands of hair. And since it's a smaller rod, the curls come out a little bit tighter at first, but as we all know, curls tend to fade and loosen very easily, so it really helps having them tighter at first, and I'll show you my tricks that I do with the curls once they're done to make them even bigger and kind of expand them, and this will help a lot for any of you girls that have really thin hair. The second thing I use is my Kenra hairspray, which if you watch my tutorials, you know that this is my lifesaver and my go-to every time I need to get some volume and definitely really good hold. And lastly, I have the Batiste dry shampoo. I use this when I've had one too many gym workouts without having time to wash my hair. And a lot of girls use it when they have thin hair to give it more texture and volume. So if you're gonna try to recreate this look and you have thinner hair, I would definitely spray some of this in the roots first. Side note, I brush my hair through before to make sure that there are no tangles. Anytime you're working with an iron, it makes a lot less breakage and your job a lot easier if you comb it through before. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna take my Batiste bottle right here, and we'll start by just applying some dry shampoo to the roots. You can kind of just section off pieces like this, and just spray it right into the roots. And then when you're done, you just wanna massage it into your hair real quick and make sure it's all dissolved in there. So next, we'll go ahead and use our Kenra hairspray. So we'll just spray throughout, and just give it a little bit of grit before. Not too much because you don't want your curls to be too rock solid, but just give it enough to just spritz it. All right, so now we're ready to start curling. I already showed you this iron, but what you don't know is that I actually use it as a rod. So it's a clamp iron, but even though it's a clamp, I don't use it that way. All right, so we're ready to start. I split my hair into two sides, and I start with the hair in the back. So every time I curl a strand, then I just throw it over and let the finished pieces sit in the back. So you're gonna start off in the back with just about this much hair. I'll grab my curling iron here. And what I do is I just start at the top here, and I wrap the hair around the iron. And when I get to the end here, I just hold it like that. And if you've seen on one of my other tutorials, I have a glove that sometimes I use so you don't burn yourself at the end, but I'm so used to it at this point that I do it without. So hold it there, and then you can just let it go, just like that. Started on our next piece here. And hold it for about 10 seconds. I always feel it like this too, and you can feel to see how hot the hair is, and when it's getting pretty hot, you want to go ahead and let it go at that point. All right, another little trick I can show you guys here is that when you wrap the hair up like this, sometimes I like to loosen it and then go up, and loosen and go up. And the purpose of that is to make sure that there's not a crease that happens right about there in the hair. Because if you hold it there, just like this, sometimes there will end up being a burnt crease-like look, and no one likes that. So if you roll it, you see, right here where sometimes there would be a very hard line, it turns more just into a loose curl. I'll speed this up for you and I'll see you in a second. So that side is complete, and like I said, I know it looks tight and kind of janky right now and you're like, no, that's not what your hair looks like. Wait for it. All right, so now our whole head is curled. I go ahead and take my hands and I just run it through my hair and then just shake the curls out. Kind of loosen them all up completely. And then when they're all loosened up like that, I just go through the head and I take any curl that looks pretty tight and just break it in half to form 2, 3, 4 curls. And I kind of just pull it apart in general too, as a whole, just like that. This doesn't really work like this when you use a bigger curling iron or you have bigger curls, because if you pull your hair apart like this or even run your fingers through it, the oils on your hands will start weighing down your hair, and your already big curls will just turn really loose and not really curly at all. So at this point, if you have hair that likes to fall out a lot, you'll want to grab your handy dandy hairspray bottle. And what I do is I lift up the hair while spraying from the bottom. So watch. And again, that kind of poofs it up and gives it some more volume. And then you can kind of just do some touch-up hairspray on the sides. If the hairspray makes any strands kind of sticky, you might just have to finger through a couple pieces of hair here. But you're pretty much done, just like that. So at this point, I would definitely tease my hair because the bigger the better. So I've linked this hair tutorial that I made a couple weeks ago that shows you how I get my big teased hair, and that link is below. So this has been a Goldilonglocks short and sweet hair tutorial on how I get my curly hair. If you're interested in more hair tutorials, please subscribe below and give it a big thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks guys.